In the shivering cradle of the north, beneath pale stars and frost-laced skies, a child shall draw her first breath. Upon her breast the mark shall burn deep, black, and ancient, the stain of the abyss. She is no ordinary babe, but born of dark blood, her veins thrumming with infernal sorcery, her soul tethered to realms where mortals dare not gaze. She will walk as a girl among men, yet the shadow will know her as kin. Her laughter will echo like a charm sweet and beguiling, but behind her eyes smolder a fire not lit by this world. As she grows, so too shall her power, until the veil between planes wears thin, and the beast of her blood press against the door. Should she come of age unchecked, she will call to her kin not in prayer, but in triumph. And they will answer, oh yes, they will come, on wings of flame and ruin, to walk once more in the daylight. Woe then to the realm of men, for suffering shall not descend like rain, but rise like flood, drowning all. Thus is it woven, thus shall it be, unless a blade finds her heart before the hourglass runs dry.
Okay. I think my mic's working. Everything's good. I feel like we're plotting a good course tonight. And yeah, this is we're ending a chapter of the Chronicles tonight. And I'm sort of looking forward to that. So we won't waste too much time here. We'll let Tim tell you all about 988 and then we'll jump right in.
Yes, indeed. 988 is our charity running for mental health awareness, suicide awareness. It is a text or call anonymously or using your name or whatever. They could care less as long as they're keeping you safe. But when you get a hold of them, when you're feeling blue, or feel like maybe you're going to hurt yourself or know someone that might be wanting to, they're a great resource. They will get you a ton of specialized care. They can just about help you get to the specialized care or counseling that you're going through. So there's tons of stuff. It's available in Canada, go Blue Jays, as well. Let's see, if you don't have the squanch to click the button and hit the charity. From my opinion, charity comes from the heart. Pack about 30 minutes of your day when you're stuck in traffic and reach out, with that empathy button and say, how you doing? And prepare to hear a vent. You'll save a life. So that's our thing. My thing. My
Ta-da. Ta-da. So, last time on Castles and Crusades, we were part of a council at Kingsgate, essentially looking at your findings in the woods and the swamps, and it caused a bit of a stir between some of the nobles, some of the barons, some of the lords that were present. And then it ended with the soon-to-be Queen of Erin kind of stomping her foot down and saying, I'm going to be queen and you're all going to fucking listen. I don't think that's being too mild or too harsh. I think she sort of set the tone there at the end, and that's where we wrapped things up. So as we begin today, our session today, the wedding is about to take place between soon-to-be Queen Averin and King Takar III. Anything that the three of you would like to attend to prior to attending the wedding? Also, I think it's only fair that we do a fit check what you wear to the wedding. So, give us an idea of what you're wearing to the wedding. Vagard is sort of the best man. So we'll be kind of standing up with the king in front of everyone. But let us know. The king's court would certainly. They're treating Grenna like a guest of honor. So Grenna has access to tailors to choose whatever that she would like to wear, or could just buff out the old armor and wear that. Silas, even though not staying at the castle, would certainly be afforded the opportunity to get something tailored for him. Same with Vhagar. So whatever you guys would like to wear, that's something that you should maybe keep in your back of your mind. But what happens after the meeting? What happens before the wedding itself takes place? Maybe nothing, but you tell me. Just drop that on you.
Yeah, I think after the meeting, Grenna puts her helm back on and kind of puts herself back together. She's gonna look to the other party members and just kind of, look at them to see if they are interested in leaving together, or everybody kind of does their own thing. I think she, looks at them as everybody's kind of packing up and leaving the room. So, do you got any plans before the wedding? What should we do now?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna follow the lead, but stay with you guys. This is gang. So I think whatever makes you feel more comfortable. I think I would like to get to maybe find a private tavern for this evening to get dinner, but I detected a little bit of something at that council meeting that I would like to discuss with all of you before we go forward with the wedding.
Okay.
Should we go find a place? Yeah, a private place? All right.
Silas,
we try to find a hidey hole.
Yeah.
Do you have a preference for what?
You did.
Oh, I think he's struggling with mics right now.
I was gonna say, do you have a preference of the area of the city? Like, are you going to somewhere?
Maybe just a little bit farther out than where I would run into other fleur-de-lis or soldiers, but close enough to not get jumped. Because I feel like there is some issues in town, so middle, yeah.
All right, so I'll say you find yourself in a comfortable tavern, not in the sort of the noble district that surrounds the bastion, as it's called, and you feel like you're somewhat. Does Vhagar have symbols of the fleur-de-lis on him, or does he go incognito to this?
Always, yeah. He wouldn't be scared of doing that and having the symbols out.
Okay,
just be in a form of, you know what I mean, like, hey, the king's present here in some sort of.
Okay. So the three of you find a suitable place. Drinks are ordered. The town is still in a pretty celebratory mood, so the tavern is somewhat busy, but you find a space that you feel is private enough.
Okay. Silas, I grabbed your hand during the meeting. I don't think if you noticed, but I was trying to perform a detect evil, and there wasn't just your average greedy marketing evil in some of the places. I detect a very strong sense of evil from the Grand Inquisitor Jericho. Orin, my captain, I believe is corrupt. Before I report anything to the king, I just wrote that I'm talking to Grenna, and then we improv, Grenna.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and just to recap that, so an evil aura was detected on Baron Orin of Ravenport. It wasn't strong, but it was there. Lord Norn of the Kingsguard, again, an evil
Yeah, Lord Norn.
aura, but again, not overpowering, but present nonetheless. But there was a fairly strong aura coming from the High Inquisitor Jericho of the Pale Blade.
I did see you kind of grab his hand. I wasn't quite sure what you were doing, but I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Do you...
There was concern with holding the meeting, and I understand that I may have pressured you all to go to the meeting, but I needed them all in the same room to know who to trust. I got no sense of evil. Matter of fact, the complete opposite light from the future queen, which is a very good feeling. But the Grand Inquisitor, and based on what we saw with them searching for the young girls, I have a strong feeling that is where some of the evil presence is whatever they're searching for. It isn't for good. And I'm getting the feeling that we need to find this child, or at least find someone to find the child and protect them.
My inquiry is if you got such an opposite feeling from the Queen, do you think that she's seen maybe the same thing you did about the High Inquisitor? Do you think maybe she already knows his intentions?
I think so. And
she seemed very powerful and very confident in herself at the end of that meeting. And she had not really spoken before.
That's true. Maybe she was sending a vibe to them. But I think for myself, and I'm just asking you all, we should establish ourselves with a knowing of what this is and where our compass points. Because she may feel lonely as coming into the city. And if she marries the king, she marries, everything that goes along with that. I just know that I'm going to have some work to do, rooting out what's wrong with the fleur-de-lis and making sure the transition of power here goes smoothly.
Perhaps, and maybe it's a bit presumptuous, but maybe after the wedding, maybe we can find counsel with the new queen. See if she would be willing to talk to us about what happened in more of a private situation. It might bode well, and we might be able to get some answers or at least get some insight, both of which are valuable.
I agree. How are you taking it here? How do you like the big city?
I don't mind it. It's been a very, very long time since I've been here, so nothing really feels the same, but it all kind of feels the same. It's an interesting feeling. But to be here is much different. To be waited on is very uncomfortable. I don't know. I don't think I could do this all the time. But it's a nice break, I suppose.
I miss the adventure.
I do too. I'm very worried about our friends up in the north. I think about what might be happening after we left. Worried if we left them with more of a mess than they knew or were prepared for.
Agreed.
But hopefully, you won't have to worry about that too soon. And maybe they can keep whatever is going on up there under wraps on their own.
I think they will be fine. I think they will be fine on their own.
We both jump. Oh,
sorry, I've been quiet. You gotta put this book down.
You've been staring into your maid for about 20 minutes. I was wondering if you were
creeping up on us, Silas.
Just one of those in the background. No, I'm just sketching out something I've just been curious about. You said Jericho and his your own counterpart, your captain, were the ones who were strongest auras from, yes?
Deeply concerned with Captain Norin.
Do you perceive that's
being so close to the king in evil intentions? I can't. I've got to root it out.
The Jericho one does not surprise me after the introduction to Inquisitor Reese. So
that's true.
I think our friends in the north as well. Well, they'll be fine. More than likely, they seem to be a very capable bunch. So, I mean, they have that owl friend of yours protecting them. So I'm sure nothing could go wrong.
Let's hope.
I think the
How are you
city is
feeling about
falling.
things, Silas?
I feel tensions are high, obviously, within the city itself, but my bigger concern is almost, let's get past this wedding.
Aye.
I think we have other concerns, and as you said, God, more than likely, we need to find this girl of, well, maybe these girls of prophecies, after all.
Aye.
It's not just about finding the one who will lead us to damnation, but what of the one who will lead us to salvation? I always imagine the world teetering like a quill, right? He's going to take out one of his little quills that he always does his writing on, and he's just going to play like a little balancing game. Cannot steer it all in 1-2 direction, whether it's light or dark doesn't truly matter. We always sit on the same edge. Balance, I believe, is key. That's what this thing has shown me, at least. Whether I still have my reservations of the gods or not.
DM, how old is the prophecy?
Well, it's only been told. It was only brought to Kingsgate by the Oracle almost a year ago now.
Okay, so it's almost been a year.
But that being said, the writings on the walls in the temple that you found in the Bloodhorn Bog, that they are very ancient. Maybe before the kingdom itself was established.
Grenna's gonna kind of like, not dramatically, but in a flurry, just kind of put her hands on the table and look intensely at Vhagar. What did you say you saw around the queen? What type of energy? Aura?
How would I describe it? Good. A very good, radiant light. Sometimes when I detect evil, I see darkness and shadow around someone, almost like an entity or a spirit around them that's attracted to it. More or less, evil is more attracted to evil. It's like the light of the sun was coming from her. I've never
Silas.
seen power like that.
Silas, when we were in the cavern, the writings on the wall were ancient. Older than time, I would say. What if she has some sort of connection?
I was just perceiving the same connection as you were saying it, yes.
You said there was an aura of the sun. That is quite powerful. And if all you see is normally darkness, then, I mean, I don't know of any holy people, so I don't know if you can go look at some holy person and see if you see the same aura. Maybe she has a holiness to her, but if you're telling me...
Think of it. Tylus lies across the ocean. What is next to Tylus? The Isle of the Unwanted. That's... If the Bog possessed the oldest tributes to Istis herself, what lies on the Isle? What does she know herself? What secrets do they keep? More than likely, these prophecies are ancient. And something tells me, if I had to be a betting man, which I am not, but lately I've been feeling generous in my predictions. But more than likely, they know something. She knows something.
Aye. Just curious thought. Thought it would be interesting. I haven't you used that power before, Vhagar?
I have, but I haven't seen anything as powerful.
Never looking at Brother Jakob or anybody? No holy person?
Would I? Yeah, so perception-wise, Brother Jakob just like a normal good aura. Yeah, so she was eye-burningly.
Generally speaking, you have noticed either shadows around people, like you've described, for people that possess some sort of evil or misguidedness or however you want to explain that. In game terms, maybe a evil alignment. And you've only noticed the absence of that on people that don't. But when you were in the presence of the Queen, it was more than an absence. It felt like it was like, I like your symbolism of the sun and all that. Keep working with that. I'm okay with that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Maybe she's just special. I mean, there could be a multitude of reasons, but I think it is quite interesting now that you said and reminded us that there are 2 girls.
Oh,
What
look,
if they're
it's
not
Simon.
babies?
Maybe they're not anymore. But we can tell her about it. She's clearly.
Do you trust her with that?
I would. But I'll look at Silas. I'd be like.
Yeah, I also look to Silas
I-
because she's a little bit lost in who to trust.
Like early midday, or is it like more like
It's late.
later in the evening?
No, it's late.
It's late. Okay, good. Silas definitely has one glass of wine in his hand, sitting back, kind of.
Yeah,
Book.
I think we're all
One
like
book.
nursing a beverage of some kind at
Yeah.
this point.
Oh, Silas is starting to feel a little tipsy. He's probably on his second glass by now, and just kind of teetering on the at that edge of like sudden realization and enlightenment and complete shittiness. Somewhere right there in between.
I like that.
Yeah. You said she lacked any sort of evil presence, right, Vagon?
That's correct.
You said you compared her to the sun, right?
That's correct.
The sun is good at 2 things. Don't forget. Illumination and burning. I think she knows things. I'm not opposed to speaking with her more, but she does seem to have at least good intentions. At least from what we can tell. However, whether those
agree.
intentions can be used for any other machinations, yes, Krina. More than likely, yeah. There's
also-
we're missing knowledge.
That is the question. I mean, there is always the question of, is it just for power or is it just for greed? But in the semblance of what we're talking about here, if we're talking about a prophecy and the High Inquisitor being involved with trying to capture a part of that prophecy, it's a very interesting dynamic, especially if she knows something. I feel like she might be a step ahead of the rest and maybe we're all just following. I don't know, but I do want to watch her during the wedding.
It was her
I do
idea to come here, right? It was her, she did mention that. Am I correct?
This is the only thing that I don't fully trust is how direct she is. The only thing that I would agree with you, Silas, as I'm being loyal to my future queen, is there is evil in the camp. There is infiltration in the city. She is arriving with initiative. So you are right with caution. I agree. I don't think I'm the man to, and I don't want to say be the Inquisitor when we have these discussions, but I think we'll have multiple roles in the wedding. I think, and you're a man of science. I can detect evil when you need, and we can use this, as they call it, analysis. I think is one of those.
You've been studying.
words.
You've been
Is that a
studying that book I
magical
gave
word?
you. I'm very proud of you.
Magical
Been
word.
studying the book.
Yes.
You're still in the A's. You still have to go to the B's next. Vagon, don't forget.
Analysis. Yes. We will use this.
No, that's 2 words together, but we'll talk about
Not
we'll talk about
pronouncing the
conjugation.
word correct.
Conjugation. We'll talk about it later. Vagon, we'll talk about it later.
Clearly the cups are starting to take over. Just to go back to what Silas or Mox asked, rather, she did not. It's never been clear on why she came here, but like she is not a queen where she's coming from. So Takar is a king here. These are his lands. She does come from a noble house in Tylus, but and it's unclear how the two met.
Oh, okay.
Does
I
it
like
seem
that.
more like a marriage of convenience or of
No,
just dynamic play?
Vhagar can tell you that his friend is head over heels in
Okay.
love with her. This
Okay.
this is not an arranged marriage. The two of them met. Again, the exact details have not been revealed or made clear yet. But yeah, this is not an arranged marriage. But I mean, certainly, Averin and her family will benefit from marrying into a kingdom. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and she seems relatively devout because the keepers of the stone, which are the clerics of the unnamed, the nameless hero, they've accompanied.
Yeah, the ones who don't have names anymore.
They've accompanied her everywhere.
Well, I.
Shall we say the night goes on with your sort of
Yeah.
speculations and eventually the next day arrives? How do we present ourselves at the wedding, everybody? Fit check time. Fit check for your napalm
I'm thinking
era.
about this.
So I definitely think no. I definitely think knowing Silas at this point, basically what I'm wearing, I think he would be wearing, but I think he gets it from a very specific source. I think he goes to Astus and specifically asks him, does he have anything of like high luster and things like that? I imagine he's not wearing anything close to his chest. He's still like, even this is baggy, and I feel like that's kind of how Silas is, but of course he has his robes as well, but more than likely has a conversation with Master Astus and probably gets something out of the old 25-year-old closet of his, more than likely.
Are we thinking
back.
clothing wise or like some piece of jewelry or?
I'm thinking he goes like clothing wise. Like, again, I think it's very simple, like kind of like this blue attire with like these button robes down, like these golden buttons, kind of floral designs up on it, the gold sidings on the edge. More than likely, though, he does wear his typical robe, but probably, I don't know. Do we have prestidigitation in this game? Because probably that.
Okay.
Cleans it up.
Okay.
Yeah. Cleans it up a little bit.
I will say that that Astus sort of ties off your outfit with he gives you his family's sash to wear, knowing that Silas does not really have much of a family left. Astus will give you his family sash, which you can tie around your waist, and he thinks it sets off your outfit quite well. I'm fine if we want to say it's like a golden color so that it matches or something. Like, I don't have Astus's,
Yeah, like a golden.
I don't have Astus's house's colors picked out or anything. Like, we can take some creative license here.
Give me a week. More than likely, probably like a golden green, so probably it matches along with the blue.
Okay.
Like, I think he probably just, probably goes up to him and just, I know I took your Monica after all the good you showed me, and considering the way that I grew up, I never told you how much I have appreciated your friendship over these last several years. I'll never forget seeing you.
He smiles at you, and you can visibly see discomfort in this conversation for him. Not because of what you're saying, just he is not good at receiving this kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Admiration.
Je ne crois.
Yeah, exactly.
I think.
Oh, did we get a raid?
And he smiles at.
You did get a big raid time.
Dice and
Hi
Divergence.
guys, hi everybody. I think as he's talking to me, though, my hand kind of motions up to my eye, and as I'm thanking him, I just kind of see that image of the old bones of that time that he saw within the eye.
Yeah. If you look at Astus with the eye at any point, you still get the feeling that his death is near.
If I don't get to say this ever again, old man, I am just appreciative of you. Thank you.
He pats you on the shoulder. He says,
Yeah.
I'm very proud of your progress as well, Silas. And you don't think he's speaking about your magical aptitude or that. You think he's speaking to you as a man, as a person growing and sort of coming into your own. How about Grenna?
I think we'll just walk away.
What's Grenna going to wear?
So Grenna, I think, actually goes to like one of the ladies of the house or like somebody to be like, like, where should I go to get a nice dress?
Yeah, I feel like they're all
know where to go.
They're all after you scolding them, they're all giving you lots of space. So like, then you approach them and go like, where do I go?
She's so awkward during that, though. Yeah, go ahead.
I would like to introduce her to Isabel.
Oh, okay.
It like diddly, but I'm just like Isabel, Princess Isabel would be
okay. Then let's pause on Grenna for a moment. So Vagar, go and find Princess. Okay. What are you going to wear?
Oh, easy peasy. If there was ceremonial, because I think I have the chain, the magical chainmail.
Absolutely.
Of course, I'd flex that with a breastplate. Looking shiny, super shiny. With the helm off to my side, looking very imperious next to, and stoic next to the boss.
Okay.
Back to ground. Yeah, I didn't want to.
No, that's great. No, so you're wearing that, and you arrive to speak to Isabella. In her, because she has her own almost like tower within the bastion, because for all intents and purposes she's the older sister. She abdicated the throne to her brother. She didn't want it. So you the guards sort of know you, obviously, and when you arrive, you're waiting in sort of a room just off of her general quarters, and she comes and sees you, and she looks pissed.
I would like to bring Grenna with me.
Okay. Okay. So Grenna's there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then
very professional. I always like to keep my public appearances seem professional.
Okay.
I'll bring another night.
So when she comes into the chamber with you and Grenna, this woman is furious. And she looks very much like her brother. Like, there is an obvious family resemblance, and she has no mustache. She has dark, very curly hair, and she looks at Vagard, and she smiles, and she says, then she turns to Grenna. She's, you must be Grenna, Knight of the Abbey.
Hello.
I'm
so sorry. This is this is a bad time. But
no, it's not a bad time. It's an interesting time, though. She looks at Vagar. She goes, "We have a lot to talk about, and you've been home for some time, and now you come and see me."
Yes, I am here now. Apologies for my delay. Feel a lot of shame, but no excuses.
No.
I'm here now.
No, I don't want your excuses.
Look at Grenna. I look back.
Grenna's looking at the ground.
And you're welcome to all your shame.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Yes.
So how can I help you now? Clearly you need something from me, or you wouldn't be here, right?
I would not be here, especially if it was not for this noble knight of the Eglantine Order. In fact, saved my skin many times, fighting many great beasts. If you would please this dear friend and protector of the kingdom and the abbey to our boop west. I didn't do that part. That was in my head. That was.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yes. Not maybe unfamiliar with the city, and I know the wedding is coming. Maybe perchance you could help her find some locations where you're getting fit for the wedding. But I don't want to impose. But I would say this is a future best friend. If by any chance you found me interesting, you're finding the same interest with this noble knight. I'm trying to keep it chill.
Yeah.
I mean, there's got to be retainers.
No, absolutely.
Like
there are totally retainers here.
Like,
but you can tell it's not going over with her well at all. And she's just like, if you came to bring Grenna here so that we could find something for this noble knight to wear for the wedding, then yes, of course I'll do that. But we don't need you here for that.
No, of course not.
So
I shall return to my duties protecting the king.
Oh yes, of course.
If you need to call upon me, you know where you can find me. I've only trying to give her grace.
I know where to find you. You seem to need help finding me, Vhagar.
I'm looking at everybody around awkwardly. Yes, of course, Your Grace. I will return this evening after I attend to my duties.
I will see you at the wedding, Vhagar.
Oh, Roger that.
Okay.
Yes.
You depart.
And I'll be like, that was harder than fighting the great spider. As I whisper in Grenna's.
Greta like gives you the side eye, and she's like,
I'll be like, I'll just whisper, do me justice. And I'll just like walk off.
So Grenna, once Vhagar's left, she looks at you. And I'm going to say for the sake of plot, the two of you are maybe relatively the same height. So she says, "What are you thinking of wearing? Are you looking for a dress? Perhaps I have some. I didn't want to assume anything." But
No, I usually wear pants all the time. I would actually like to wear a dress. It'd be nice.
She immediately takes you by the arm and leads you into a very expensive wardrobe chamber where there is a great deal of clothing. And as she lets you sort of just go through and pick something that you like, she begins to rant. It starts off very slow, but builds with momentum. And she's like, "Did he tell you before he left? He kissed me?"
I think there's a moment where she's like rifling through the dresses and pulling a couple out to try on. She pulls one out. She asks that question, and she immediately just like drops the dress to look at her like with.
Yes. And then he left. And he was supposed to be gone for a week, I think. And he was gone for close to a month, maybe more. And then when he came back, he rushes off to serve my brother and does not once come and visit or talk.
You know, I don't know him like that. And I didn't know that. But what I can say is that the man is bound by his duty and his honor. And there might have been some part of him that felt that he couldn't do both. So maybe trying to put you down easy by not, I don't know these things. I'm very bad at this. I don't ever think I've been kissed. Actually, I've never been kissed. You either know that or you don't know that. She's just uncomfortable. Like, she is trying so hard to be like, I want to be your friend. You're a princess. And, like, I'm supposed to, like, help protect this place. Yeah, she's very much trying to play that line of, like, I want to be a part of this conversation, but I also enjoy this person, but I'm not trying to piss you off even more. So she's just kind of playing that conversational chess a little bit uncomfortably.
It's still very early in the morning, and
Cool.
Isabella's servants bring in cheese and wine, and she's like, "Do you drink, Grenna?"
Have a glass of wine with you. I mean, it's the least I could do for letting you, or having you let me borrow a dress. I'd love to share a glass.
She takes a glass, and some of the servants are clearly more personable with Isabella than maybe you would find in a traditional relationship between servants and nobility. And they begin to sort of ask her, like, what did he say? He finally showed up. And the queen, the queen that could have been queen, just kind of continues to rant, and lets you go about picking something out. Probably if you pick something, she's very blunt with you whether she likes it or not. And but you tell me.
There's a varying degrees of like trying on that happens, and like she comes and picks up things
like,
to, like help
and comes in like
very much
mid argument with the servants, only to be like, no, not that. Or,
exactly. It's the whole. It's like a Rocky smash up, but it's just like a bunch of like girls trying on dresses and just giving each other feedback. But I think what she settles on, and I'm gonna post it in chat for you guys so I can describe this and you can see what I'm describing.
Oh, there we go.
The dress is very simple. It's a very simple dress. Where you guys see it at home at Green, it is red. So it's this dark maroon red velvet dress that cuts across her shoulders and goes all the way down to like these pointed lapels on the hands. And it's very simple, down to about her knees, and then right below her knees there's this chiffon white silky fabric that starts to flow down to finish the dress. And it's just plain, but the way that she wears it is extremely graceful. And across her left shoulder there is this like caped lapel that kind of buttons up to a coif. And that is also like this like maroon red and white fabric. It matches. And I think that with the extra time and just them talking and getting to know each other, I think there is a small request to have some red embroidered roses very quickly put, just like a handful of them just on this white fabric that this cape kind of goes down and flows into. But it's very simple, it's very regal, and she will carry her helm with her to the wedding. It's a statement piece that always needs to be with her. So Excellent. It matches, but it's still very just plain in its own right, but pretty.
In your time with her, you learn that she is not suited for nobility. She is far too personable with her servants. Or maybe that makes her fitted for nobility, but for whatever the case, she didn't want it. And she also implies a few times that she knew her brother wanted it. So she just stepped aside. Also, she does like the new queen to be that's arrived, Averin. And she likes Vhagar specifically for the reasons that you mentioned, like his sort of sense of duty and his honor. These are all the reasons that she likes Vhagar.
I think that being at the said, end of kind of like at the end of this like little shindig that they have together, I imagine that they're sitting and having maybe another glass of wine and kind of like, thanking each other for the time. And I think she leaves her with just the imparting of, I know you're upset about him not coming back and immediately seeing you, but give him a break. We've been through a lot.
You can tell she takes that to thought. And by the time you leave, she has put down more wine than you saw anyone put down at the tavern. But she is holding it incredibly well.
Love it. Oh, I love it. She's great.
Probably.
She's perfect.
Okay.
But yes, she, I think that they embrace, she leaves, and there's this pride that Grana feels for like having a really successful interaction with somebody of nobility. Like, 'cause she doesn't get that very often. She's not like, her counterparts who have, a little bit more premise and prowess with people of power.
Excellent.
So she's happy. She leaves very happy.
Excellent. So you all find yourself at the royal wedding of King Takar III and Lady Avern of Tylus. The king, of course, up at the front, and Vhagar, one of his oldest friends, stands with him. The marriage of King Takar III of Krolian to Lady Avern of Tylus will most likely be hailed as the most radiant union since the founding of this realm. A covenant between... Oh, I should change the... Hold on a sec. I should change the music. Let's see if we can find something a little more... I don't know that I have anything more. Let's go with this, just for the sake of putting something different on.
Bing dang, bing ding dang.
Yeah, bing ding. Forgot all about your song.
Got it done.
So, a covenant between crown and coast, sun and sea, light and wisdom. The ceremony is held in the sanctum of Orion, a sun-drenched hall within the high court, its vaulted ceilings painted in scenes of dawn and triumph. At its heart stands the altar of binding light, upon which two twin effigies of Orion, the Dawn Father, and the nameless hero preside. The two divine patrons that will be invoked to sanctify royal oaths. Orion's priests, robed in white and gold, begin the rite at first light. And as guests come, they are still preparing the hall, as it would seem. As sunlight begins to pierce the sanctum, the high priests declare the god's gaze to be upon them, and the keepers of the stone stand silent behind the king. Their presence a reminder that love and duty alike must endure through trial and sacrifice. The scent of lilies drifts on the air as sunlight streams through windows, turning silver inlays on the floor into rivers of gold. At the far end of the hall, before a veiled throne, stands the altar, and nobles rise as a hush sweeps the chamber, and the musicians begin a slow, solemn melody. The doors open, and the bride enters, framed by sunlight, radiant and calm, carrying the hopes of the kingdom in her step. Veiled in sea blue silks, escorted by envoys from Tylus, who bear gifts of pearl and silver. Takar awaits in a cloak of crimson and gold, and wearing the crown, which, Vhagar, you have seen him wear very rarely. The couple swears oaths to one another, and their hands are bound with gold and azure threads, representing dawn light and deep water, a union of realms and elements. The priests anoint their brows with oil, while an oath is sworn upon the sentinel's blade, a relic brought from Tylus and believed to be the sword of the nameless hero. Vows of eternal bonds are drawn. As the vows are spoken, the dawnlight flares across the marble floor like molten gold. Witnesses swear the statues of the gods seem to watch, and that Avern's final words, "By light and by courage I am bound," echoed twice through the hall, as though the gods themselves had answered. Bells tolled from every spire, and the procession of dancers wound out of the great citadel and through the streets of King's Gate, bearing torches to symbolize Orion's eternal flame and the nameless hero's guiding spirit. A great feast happens following the ceremony, and you're all well fed and, you know, a favorite drink in your hand. The minstrels fire up lively tunes and celebration is fully underway. As you all stand taking in the sight, maybe smiling, again, having a drink, you're in a great hall where people are dancing and bards are playing. Grenna, you are approached by Davin Wormbane of Wyvernmoor. He makes his way over to you and smiles and even blushes a little bit as he says, I said I'd find you here.
Hey,
That's...
hello. It's good to see you again.
I didn't expect you'd have a dress on. He's clearly...
I get that she blushes.
Yeah, he's clearly taken back himself. He says, do you dance?
Not well, but I like to.
Okay. I don't dance well, nor do I like to, but would you like to dance? Shall we? He sort of awkwardly motions.
Yeah, she'll like put her hand out so that he can take it and awkwardly follow him onto the dance floor.
As you're dancing, he says to you, I spoke to Brother Jakob. A beautiful service he gave, by the way. I'm sure the people will speak of that for a long time, but I asked if I could return with the two of you to Darkwood, to the Abbey.
Oh.
Everything you told me about the Order and finding my own way, I think I need to go.
And what did Brother Jakob say?
He said something about that it's likely the Abbey will need more protection now more than ever. So he agreed to let me come.
Well, that's wonderful news. How are you feeling about it?
I feel very good about it, and you can feel him sort of stand up a little taller as he tells you that, and then he slumps a bit, and he's like, I haven't figured out how to tell my father.
Well, I am probably not the best person to ask for that advice because my parents were very happy and proud of me to send me on my way. So maybe it's just something you have to tell him that you're doing and not really ask permission. I mean, you're an adult. You got to live your life at some point.
He tries to stand up again, realizing that he's slouching. He's like, "Yeah, that's right. I'll just tell him." And he looks across the room, and you can see Lord Baron Wormbane dancing with his wife, very prim and proper, and really, his father is a very commanding presence in the room. He says that's just what I'll do. I'll tell him. And as the two of you have been dancing, why don't you give me a charisma check?
Okay.
I'm gonna make a charisma check for him too.
I got a 24.
Oh my
in a
gosh.
prime.
Very nice. I only got a 15 in total, but I think the two of you, even though you both profess to be kind of poor dancers, you've pulled this off very well. As the two of you chat, Vhagar, you're sort of watching Grenna dance with this young lord as you as the king brings you a drink.
Right. Of course, I'll stand upright. Your Majesty.
He says, thank you for everything today.
You're welcome. It is an honor to be a guest here. It's been an honor being your friend. It's been very fortunate. There are so many not as blessed as I.
Vhagar, it's your home. You're not a guest here. It's always been our home.
Yes. Yes, Your Majesty. You are my best friend. You are my home.
My sister is clearly angry with you.
I do not know why. What do you mean?
I don't know.
I'm really bad at this, but I think Vhagar would be better.
Okay. He says I don't know why, but anytime your name came up today prior to the ceremony, I'm pretty sure I heard her huff or growl.
Yes. Your Majesty, I feel there has been a bit of a fraternization. Over the years, we've grown very close, and I don't think I can live in the shadow of this lie and this dishonor in front of you. I at least have intentions. I have very strong feelings for your sister, and I can understand if this stands in the way of my duty.
I'm sorry, he says. I would not put a peasant in front of a bull like that, and well, you can tell he's a little flustered. He was not expecting that, and he just says, he lifts his cup to you, and he's like, well. Good luck with that, Vhagar.
Yeah. So, you're not angry with me?
Should I be?
I don't think I was forthright with you. And I feel like...
We've been friends a very long time, and you wear the fleur-de-lis now. You protect me. You protect the people of this city. Why would I be against that? Did you not take vows of anything? Any sort of motions to your holy symbol and being a paladin and like...
They're very ceremonial vows, but yes, there are concessions, of course.
Okay.
If the Lord of our order permits it. And that is something that I would like to speak with you privately about. At some point of time. But tonight, I want you to live, as the kids say, your best life.
He smiles at you. And with that, he sort of departs. He pats you on the shoulder. Silas. You're standing in the room, and Brother Jakob comes over to you.
Hello, brother. How are you this fine evening?
Quite well. It's good to see so much happiness, so much celebration.
You did well with the ceremonial vows.
Thank you. I wasn't sure you would attend.
I've lived in the city long enough now, brother, so...
I understand that.
Though I am not
Sorry, you go ahead.
not the greatest fan of. Sorry, apologies, but though I'm not the greatest fan of royalty itself, I do respect the work that Takar has done. So he has kept the peace. So
I understand that we're going to be parting ways soon. I need to return to the Abbey. The Queen has informed me that there is some sort of artifact held there. I will need to consult with my brothers because I was not aware of such. And I thought perhaps you yourself, being skilled with books, and he put motions to your sash, having connections with the quill, might be able to help us find out what lays beneath the Abbey.
I did hear her mention it before, I believe, so I have been curious. I believe, brother, more than likely, yes. I have some things to attend to here in the city and maybe a little bit to the south, but yes, I could come to Dogwood.
I would assume the information may be held here in the Great Library. I have lived at Darkwood all my life. I've never heard of the artifact that the Queen spoke of. But she herself has come to me and told me it lays there.
Did she give it a name? I doubt, but
She would not speak the name of it.
Curious as to why.
Sometimes artifacts are held to be kept for a specific time or use. I do not think that is why. I do not think that is the kind of artifact that she is speaking of beneath Darkwood. I fear that
No, not with their gatekeepers there. No, more than likely, it's something being hid away.
I'm not sure Grenna even knows, or perhaps her order knows, but they have never spoken it to us there at the Abbey.
Always a new mystery, right, brother?
I'll leave it with you. Perhaps if you can find out what it is, you could send Raven, or come and visit yourself. I'm sure Nan would keep good care of you in her inn.
I do love her pies. They are the best I've had in a while.
I cannot argue with that.
Then I do have a favor, though.
Of course.
I may stay in the city longer, but just a feeling. And I'll kind of look over to see where Vagard and Grenna are.
Yeah, I'll say at this point you can see Grenna on the dance floor and Vagard is talking to the king.
I'll probably stare at Grenna a little bit longer than I should, and then think back to that feeling I had when I saw one of the visions in the eye. When we leave, make sure Grenna goes with us. When you leave, make sure Grenna goes with you.
Yes, of course.
I think she may be needed at home. I don't know for what feeling or purpose, but more than likely there's something there for her.
Of course, of course.
And then I'll sit back. Come, let's have another glass of wine.
Okay.
My cuppeth runneth dry.
Grenna, the song winds itself to an end, and Davin says, he thanks you for your advice. He says that he looks forward to traveling to the Abbey with you and learning more about the order. As he leaves you, Jacques comes over, sort of preventing you from leaving the dance floor, like he's going to step in on the next song. And he's like, Jakob says you guys are leaving.
We're needed back at the Abbey with everything going on.
I thought I was headed to Riverwatch. I'd heard rumor that they were sending me there. I thought I'd get to travel with you.
Not going?
No. I just learned this.
Why?
I don't know. I just learned this morning I'm to stay. I'm to continue to be a squire. Do you know anything about it?
I'm never going... No, I was just going to say I'm never one to question a decision made by somebody superior, but that is a little bit interesting. I don't know why you would be not fit to go to Riverwatch. Maybe I can inquire with Brother Jakob.
Maybe he would know.
Maybe he would.
He looks.
But I wouldn't pay any mind to it. I mean, if you're needed here, then, I mean, you're needed and wanted. That's important. Even if it is just to become a squire still, it just might be temporary with everything going on.
He looks across the room at Vagar. Then he looks back to you. He goes, I think Vagar has something to do with it. I think he doesn't think I'm ready to leave.
I wouldn't say that. I don't know why he would feel that way. I mean, I think you proved yourself to be quite worthy and ready for
Exactly.
something more.
I shot orcs.
Aye.
I survived the Bloodhorn Bog. Hell, I even survived Silith Alor.
Aye. You have, which is more than most people can say in their entire lifetime. But there is always a path and a plan. And maybe just your path needs a slight detour before you get to where you want to be. It took me a while to get part of the order, and when I first started, I was no good at anything. Trust me, it took me a while to catch on.
Well,
You'll have your time.
I'd hoped to deliver this myself, but since I'm staying here, and he says that in a very even though you realize he's seen and done lots of stuff that other kids haven't, the kid comes shining through as he's like, well, I'm stuck here. And he, from under his tabard, he pulls out parchment paper, and he's trying to keep it as flat as possible. He's like, will you take this to Grendel? I made it for your mom.
Of course, I can do that.
He hands it to you, and between the two pieces of parchment is a pressed lily.
Oh, it's beautiful. She'll love it.
I told her about the lilies. She said she had heard of them, but she'd never actually seen one. It should keep. I pressed it the moment we got back to Kingsgate.
It's beautiful. It's perfect. She'll cherish it. I promise.
He smiles when you say that, like he feels like he has picked the perfect gift. That if there is any doubt, you sort of wash it away as you say that to him.
Are you gonna be all right?
Of course. Nothing happens here in Kingsgate.
Right. You know you can always send a raven back to the Abbey if you need me. Okay?
I know. Or at least yes, I know that.
Good.
At
least you know.
Are you going to miss it?
Miss what?
He looks around the room, sort of pausing on Silas and Vagard and everyone, and he's like, being out there with us.
Oh, very much so. I'll be thinking about y'all every day. Wondering what you're doing and who you're meeting, what monsters you're slaying. But I'll be able to do my own help. And you all will know where I'm at. And if anything ever changes, I know where to send ravens. We won't be far. Maybe by distant shore, but not in spirit.
I think I'm going to miss the forest. Not so much the bog. The forest, though.
I think about it often, too. I miss it.
Do you think the king will send an army into the forest?
I think the king will do whatever the king needs to do to make sure that the realm is protected. But I don't think he'll do it without serious consideration for what that might be.
As this conversation progresses, we're going to jump back over to Vagard. The king has left you for a little bit, and you're standing about watching Vagard as the room, someone has made their entrance, and Isabella is now in the ballroom, and, you know, people have obviously taken notice. She walks through the ballroom, and she heads out onto a set of balconies. But she totally glances in your direction, and that before making her way out there.
Okay. I will head that direction, but meander next to over Grena's shoulder and give a nightly shoulder bump to change the vibe of the evening. Just a real -1 hit point, just to feel. And then I'll look and wish me luck. And I'll start walking towards the balcony where it's clearly.
Okay. So you make your way out onto the balcony, and the sun is setting. It's been a very long day, and you find yourself just out there with Isabella, and a few of her handmaids sort of watch the door to the balcony.
Oh. Good evening, ladies. Bonsoir, and I'll just kind of move.
They smile at you, big shit-eating grins.
And I'm clunking with the chainmail silently, but making my presence known in a very Darth Vader fashion, as I'm, moving up behind. Your Grace, only you can eclipse such radiance as that sun.
Grenna,
oh, Mo, don't you?
She looks at you. She's like, Grenna thinks I'm being too hard on you.
It is understandable.
Do you value her opinions?
More than most.
You should have come and seen me right away. You left awkwardly.
I think who I was. I am still the same man, but I think over the past months, I see things differently. And looking her straight in the eye, I see what is important. I understand my duties, but I think by performing my nightly duties, I have found my true purpose and duty as I stare at her. What I protect in this kingdom comes down to those that I love dearly, those that reflect the beauty of the kingdom, as I point out to the river with the lilies, and then, grace my hand against the lilies where we met. I understand you're disappointed in me. But I think you do know that if I'm not by your side or trying to be by your side, I'm either protecting your image or protecting this kingdom. And everything that I do is by, with, and through, keeping you and your brother safe. And now my friends and family, who I've grown to love very deeply. As much as I love you. Your brother knows. I couldn't last another day, or another mission, or another campaign into the woods without clearing that air. I felt a great deal of dishonor. But now I think, subject to your disappointment in me, as I just kind of rest my hands, silly against the, maybe I can find your favor again. And I'll peel one of my lilies out from, that are like stitched into the breastplate over my shoulders and kind of just lay it down on her hand without the shit-eating grin. This
Absolutely.
is very serious.
She takes that. She takes that and she says,
everybody pray for Krista.
What did
anyways.
what did my brother have to say about it?
Well, you know me and my duty. I was expecting a lashing, but he told me that I better not disappoint him.
Oh.
It is not what he said.
No, I know. I know.
Would never. Yeah.
She says,
You are.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you are so very dear to him that, much like the petals of this flower, I will keep them in your love, very pure.
She smiles. We're going to have to make this brief again.
Oh, cool. Right. Is there something that troubles you?
Our queen, she smiles, our queen, as if she's known it's been coming for a very long time and now it's here. Our queen has asked that I depart for Kelton. Which is a city.
Yes, Kelton.
It is a city that sits right on the edge of Galengard. It's not in the kingdom. It's its own independent city. It's sort of where the people of Krullian come to trade with the Gaelish barbarian tribes and the dwarves. It's sort of a common ground for the three, I don't want to call them kingdoms because they're not kingdoms, but Kegdarol, which is the dwarves to the east, and Galengard, the barbarians, to the south, and then Krullian, and Kelton sits sort of right in the middle. There is a lord and lady there, the Glimmer Tongues, and she smirks. What kind of a name is that? Our queen believes that we need to make an alliance with Kelton, and she thinks that I can make that happen.
It would be unprofessional for me to ask for a bit of leave and pretend maybe protection.
I'm sure someone of my standing requires an considerable guard.
What do you see for us? Is this real?
I don't know. As real as I can imagine it to be. What does that even mean, Vagard? Is this real?
Well, you're busy. I am busy. We have time for each other. You know what I mean? I look at you. I'm in love with you, Isabella. And you need to know that very clearly. That I, even under the king himself, I am bound to you. And if you need me to go to the city with you, I will ask the king. But you can have my hand there regardless, as I protect the king. I know we will have duties that will take us apart. But even in the bowels of a giant spider's nest in a bog that smells of donkey's arses, I still feel bound by you. And distance means nothing to a paladin.
She seems
I'm as close to you as I am my gods.
She seems very pleased with everything you said until the end when you're like, because I'm a paladin. And then she takes you by the hand and walks back off the balcony. She pauses before leaving the balcony so that you can lead into the room.
Okay. Oh. Yep. 100%. Yeah. I almost died fighting a spider only a month ago, so I'm not going to miss opportunity.
But even as you lead into the room, you feel a firm hand kind of steering you through the room.
Okay.
Okay. And then she takes a dance with you. But she doesn't speak. She stays quiet through all of that. Silas, you watch as Vhagar and the princess return to the room and begin to dance. And then a woman's voice beside you says, do you just watch the dances or do you partake in them?
Oh, the shoe's on the other foot now. Here I'm going into chat. Here we go.
Sorry, I don't speak common. What?
Yeah. And
just I watch, partake, and sit, and then I'll kind of glance to see who's speaking.
The maiden stands beside you that you saw in the woods.
I don't want to go crazy, but I'm gonna have to go crazy now. All right. I'll glance. And then I'll glance forward. I'm sure there's a point in some strange time that I dance and you've probably seen it and I can probably see it now but I don't think tonight is the night.
You don't always have to talk circles with me.
You're the queen of circles, after all, the goddess of the future, of the past, of the thread, the great weaver, aren't you? Circles is what you do best. The least I can do is answer you kindly.
I am the beginning. The birth. The spring. Everything else belongs to my sisters. When you look around you here, do you see the beginning or the end?
I wear your eye. What do you think I see? Especially as of late.
Yeah, you keep it covered up so much, though.
You know how fickle us mortals can be.
Addressed to you.
I came to tell you.
Come here.
I came to tell you that one of my sister's servants will visit you soon.
You forgot to go to bed, didn't you?
So
Can you brush your teeth? Can you brush your teeth and get in bed, please? Oh,
Already in bed.
oh, you were? Making me
she said. So she says, one of my sister's servants will visit you soon.
A crone?
She nods. Are you afraid of her?
She seemed to be interesting when we ran into her, or what we believe was her, in the bog.
Since you're not getting up to dance, she sits across from you in a chair. And Grenna and Vagard, maybe as the two of you are in the room, you can see that Silas is currently talking with an elderly noble lady.
I hate her.
All
I hate
right.
her so
From
much.
from the like just some
I hate her.
older looking noble woman from the court.
I think in the back of
Right.
Brenna's mind, it's just, oh, at least he found someone to conversate with.
Exactly.
Like, she doesn't pay mind to it if it looks
It
normal.
looks innocent. It looks
normal.
innocent. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she says to you.
Yeah, just
Oh.
wait
she
until
says
I
to you.
cast a
She says to you,
right
Silas.
until I cast a fire, burning hands right at her face. Yeah, then I'm sure everything's gonna be great.
She says,
Red flag, fire.
"Don't be afraid of my sister. So many people misinterpret her as death, and she's not death. She is an ending, but she's not death.
Is it?
Is she the end? She's the end of the weave, isn't she?
She's seen the end. That doesn't mean she brings it about."
How about your other sister? I've heard of the crone. Obviously, you. The third one seems to be always. What was her name again? Presence. The crone.
Mother.
I don't. Mother, yes.
Well, you have nothing to fear from her. Nothing at all. You still haven't answered my question, though. Is this a beginning or an end?
How does the old saying go again? The beginning of the end? You're not the only one who can talk circles. And I think he kind of grins for the first time around her a little bit.
Okay.
And kind of you could see his tension kind of easens up a bit.
You and I are going to be together for a while. Unless you're going to pull that thing out of your head. But you won't do that,
Well,
will you?
I prefer no.
Because you
I think
like
you
you
know
like
that.
you like the gifts I give you.
Is that what we're calling them now? Gifts.
Aren't they? I've already
just
given
tools.
I've already given you better time with your adopted father. You would continue to take him for granted if I hadn't shown you what I showed you.
But that is what you always misunderstood. And you can kind of hear his voice, because that's like gets back to the thread of his problem with the gods right there. That simplistic line, his voice, his tenor picks up a bit. Not much, but just a bit. That has always been your God's forsaken problem. It is not up to you to decide that. Mortals live, mortals breathe, mortals continue on living their lives, not knowing what tomorrow brings, not knowing what is around the next bush, let alone the next hour of the day. Yes, I use your tools. I have no problem admitting that. And yes, I do see at least you in a different light. And whatever that thing is in the north. I don't believe you're all good, of course not. But I also don't believe you're all powerful. But I will use whatever tools you give me and shape whatever future I can that benefits this kingdom and the people around me the most. Simple as that. And I think you know that as well.
I have nothing to do with what's happening in the north.
But you know about it. Obviously.
Just as your eye shows you things, I see things too.
You know, you asked me a question when you first came. Whether or not I dance. Do you drink?
I will.
I think he will motion onto the table, grab like a little bit of pour her a small glass of wine. I mean, what's more Silas than speaking to one of the three embodiments at this point at a wedding, nonetheless?
Yep.
You know what's going on there, don't you? Or do you just have inklings towards it?
In the north?
In the north.
I know some. There are some things, there are some beings that even we cannot see.
Is the goat one of you?
No, why would you say such a thing?
I never presumed it. I'm just asking the simple question. It does seem different. She does seem much more different.
She can walk in these lands. I can't. I can project myself here for you to see me, but the room doesn't see me. But the goat is something else, and she can walk here.
I don't think you all enjoy that, do you?
That is not an emotion that I readily understand. I don't enjoy things. I watch. Sometimes I give a nudge. But I don't get enjoyment from it, Silas.
I think you should try to enjoy things. You may find it to be very human.
What makes you think I want to be human?
Because you've sat down and had a conversation with me for the last 10 minutes. And yet, I know you find it as intriguing as I do.
She takes another sip of the wine and she's like, I am trying to understand why you enjoy this so much. And she motions to the glass as she puts it down.
I imagine I won't have your company for much longer, so. The prophecies. My last question. Are the girls grown?
a big smile cracks across her face. And if she can't feel enjoyment, she can sure fake it from what you've just said.
Yeah. I had a feeling. Yeah. And I will reach into my little
She
pouch.
says, I can tell you that I started their thread some time ago.
Before the plague or after?
I wish I could tell you. You're asking for exacts, and you of all people should know.
All I said was before.
Nothing is written in stone.
Can you fault me for trying?
Can you answer my question now? Is this day a beginning or an end?
An end for some of us and a beginning for some of us. That's the truth. You know I saw Greta, older, happier, wrinkles on her face, adorned in green. I have a feeling if she stays with us much longer, she won't. She won't be around. I saw Astis, his bones withered and dust. And I saw a broken Vaygod. From what I saw, the only one of those visions that I enjoyed was that of Gretna's. Vaygod, that won't happen. So,
It
that's
won't
an end
happen?
to that. It won't,
Because you
happen.
won't allow it?
because I'll change it to the best of my ability. Ren will live a happy life. Vaygod will not be a shattered man. And yes, Astis will die, but that's what mortals do. We all die.
I'm glad you took my eye.
I'll look up at her and kind of just motion to it. As am I.
Remember, my sister's servant comes. And Silas, today is a beginning.
Always the beginning. A new thread is pulled, I suppose.
As you say that, you realize you're no longer talking to the maiden, and the older noblewoman is sitting before you, and she seems quite lost. Oh, too much wine, I think.
Here, take this croissant with you. Enjoy it.
She gets up and sort of begins to wander
I've
away.
asked it. Silas definitely just leans back, but he comes back up, pulls out his book, opens it, makes a couple notes into it.
Okay. Anything anyone would like to do at the party before we continue to move along on our plot here? Yeah, go ahead, Vigor.
Dancing. And while I'm dancing, I'm like, I must do my duty and then detect evil as I'm like cruising. I just want to, I'm always doing a quick scan. So I'd like to do some Catholic crusades while we're doing this and just detect.
Okay, so you're going to detect
as I'm spinning around with her.
Yeah. I think there's probably evil people in the room. Like there's people that have some sort of
real evil. Yeah.
Nothing like that. And you do notice that the Inquisitor is not is absent from. He wasn't at the wedding, nor was he here at the party afterwards. There are people with, you know, if we call it being stained, there are some people walking around with tiny stains.
Okay. Just normal selfishness and things like that. Not not okay.
Yeah. But nothing that like strikes you as a beacon or anything like that.
Okay.
However, I will tell you that again, you know, if you draw a line onto the queen, it's like an absence of that, and she like radiates out an opposition to your sensing of evil.
Like a barrier?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
She is the opposite of what you're looking for.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Yep. No, absolutely. Okay. Well, the party runs on and on and on until eventually the king and queen retire, and when they retire, others begin to do the same. Slowly but surely, you know, melting away into darker chambers of the bastion, or leaving the bastion entirely to head for home. And the music begins to wind down. I would assume some of you are feeling very inebriated. You've all eaten very well, probably better than you ever have before. And yeah, the night draws itself to a close. Silas, as you're making your way back to the Quill and your, you know, where you stay there, you find yourself sort of in an old Western showdown. One end of the street, you find yourself alone, and at the other end of the street, an old beggar woman sits on the curb, looking at you, tapping her staff, and really, you know, eyes focused on you.
Swear to God, if she told me 10 minutes before it happened, I'm going to hate her even more. That's literally like his thought process right now. His thought process is, really, you couldn't have told me a day beforehand? No.
Yeah, it wasn't 10 minutes, but I understand. It is very like, it's
Point.
literally you leave the party and there.
Point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll walk by the old woman.
She's in gray, sitting at the side. She has a staff in one hand and a copper cup in the other, and hanging around her neck is a spindle of tangled thread. Her eyes are pale and unfocused, yet fixed on you.
Seems you have quite a bundle of thread there.
Yes? Always turning, always spinning.
Can I help assist you in maybe unwinding it a bit, and maybe a small copper for your troubles?
You bear the eye.
Oh, we're just gonna get right down to it, aren't we? Yes. Yes, I do, babe.
She starts
Bear and I.
She starts to stand up and has a difficult time gaining her feet.
Yeah. I will help her up.
Oh, thank you. Very kind. Very strong.
I did learn good manners.
Did you go to the wedding?
I did. It was a beautiful time.
Shall we walk?
Yeah, and I think I will hold my arm out for her, kind of like, like almost like guiding an elderly woman across the street.
Yeah, absolutely. So she begins to walk with you
Yeah.
in the direction you happen to have been going.
Yeah, that's not weird at all.
She says, she takes her spindle, she hangs her cup on her hip, and she takes her spindle off of her necklace, and you see a gold thread and a blue thread twisting together. Do you know what they did today?
Intertwine the threads.
They bound the sun to the sea. Gold and blue, hand in hand. Beneath the gaze
I'll kind
of the gods.
I'll kind of glance down at what I'm wearing too. I am wearing gold and blue with the black cape over it.
Mm-hmm.
They bound the sun to the sea, and the gods paid attention.
The people cheered, but I looked higher. You see, today the sky burned too bright. Even Orion had to turn his gaze away. And she holds her. He holds her. She holds her thimble, her thread up, and as the spindle turns from the weight at the bottom, the gold and blue threads begin to twist together, but then they begin to form a black thread as they twist around one another. Istis shows me the weave. The threads pull tight, but the pattern frays. Blessings like today are so bright that they cast the longest shadow. And from the shadow, something wakes. And she takes your hand and she puts the spindle and thread into it.
Aye.
So it is spun, she whispers. So it begins.
So it begins.
And the words of the maiden echo in your ear of like that this is a beginning. With that, the woman has a crackling sound come out of her throat, and she gasps, and you watch as she passes right there beside you.
As she's passing, I'm going to flip my eye patch off. What, do I see anything as I look at her?
Yes, you do. You see a novice. She's dressed in robes of Orion, and she's a young girl. And she's taking her first oaths on the steps of Orion's temple here in the city. You see a long spindle dangle down in front of her, and as she takes it in her hand, she's given a prophecy that she takes to a noble house and tells them of something horrific that's going to happen to their house. The Lord, in his anger, You watch as he blinds her for bringing that news to him. Then you watch as she goes through her years drift away from the shrines of Orion, and she takes up oaths with Istis on the street of 100 gods here in the city. She murmurs half-truths to passers-by about the tapestry, about fate, about the weave, and no one listens to her for all her days. On the day of the royal wedding, you see that she sits and waits outside for someone to come. She doesn't speak to anyone this day, until inevitably you see yourself on the street with her. And she tells you what she's been waiting to tell you. So it is spun. So it begins.
I'll kneel in front of her. Her eyes are completely scarred over. You said she was blinded.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put both my fingers across her face and close her eyes nonetheless. Is the spit in my hand? Do I still have the spindle?
Yep.
That spool. Is it still golden blue, or is it just
As
bound
you
together?
open your hand to look at it, all of the thread is black. And as you look upon it with your eye, it begins to turn to ash and crumble in your palm.
I'm going to take some of that dust and just put it off to the side. And watch the rest of it kind of go into the air. The wood began. The wood is spun. And he's just going to open up his book, quickly write down a couple notes, and specifically target the sun and the sea. I'm going to quickly hustle back to the library. And I think he's just going to start working.
Okay.
He's not going to sleep much probably tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. Fights off the wine, the sleepiness, and gets to work.
Nothing like there's no better. Everyone talks about a Bloody Mary. No. Let me tell you, a god dying and basically, speaking of gods, apparently that's the biggest sobriety wake up you'll ever need right there. He's sober. He's gone.
Lucky.
I think he does it with his eye patch off too. More than likely, he takes his eye patch off, and he's working for a lot of the night. He probably doesn't even realize he might be being a little bit loud, but I think he knows that Estes will probably sleep through a hurricane at this point. So,
Okay. Roll me a d20. I don't want you to modify it at all. I just want a straight d20 roll.
sure. 9.
Okay. All right. So, the next day comes. Brother Jakob arrives Grenna. He wants to make haste for Darkwood. Do you think do you think you can be ready to leave today?
Today will be fine. I just need an hour or so. I just want to say my goodbyes.
Of course. I'll gather things. Why don't we meet at the Western Gate then?
All right. Sure. That's perfect.
The two of you decide on a time that's appropriate, whatever the exact time isn't needed for the purpose of this, but like the two of you come up with a time to meet at the gate. He tells you that if you haven't talked to Davin yet, Davin's going to be joining you. He intends to visit the Abbey and seek purpose. He's like, I'm not sure if that means he'll become a knight or perhaps even one of the followers of Orion. Either way, the boy needs guidance, and I hope to give him some.
I think it will do him well.
So with that, he says, very well then, I'll meet you at the gate then. And he makes his way off to do whatever he has to prepare as well. So what does Grenna do?
I think Grenna will go and find Silas for her.
Okay. I think you probably make your way to the Great Library. When you go through the streets of the city this morning, not quite as packed. Everybody seems to be in bed still, imagine that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people sleeping off too much partying and things like that. But there's still that sense of there's a lot of people not normally living in the city staying here. Like there's lots of... but there's also, like, you could maybe hear people making their way to ships or getting carts packed up to leave the city. So yeah, you make your way to the library, and you know one of the librarians guides you to a set of book stacks, and you see Silas. He's probably still wearing the clothes he wore. You don't think he slept.
Okay.
Well, look at you. You got right to it after the wedding, didn't you?
There's a lot. I know. Is it tomorrow? Is it sun
Aye,
out?
it's the morning.
It's the sun. Yeah, the sun. He keeps saying the sun repetitively, like.
That is what the morning is. Yes, the sun comes up in the morning.
Sun.
Yes.
Yep, that is the sun. How are you? Are you good?
I'm alright. Brother Jakob would like to leave in haste, so we have to leave in a couple hours. And I'll be going with him.
I heard. I'm glad to hear it. It's been a fun journey, huh?
It has. Much different than I expected it to be, but not in any sort of bad way. If anything, I'm leaving with more answers and definitely more questions. But I'll miss you. I'll miss everybody.
He starts fiddling a little bit with like his thumbs. He kind of goes like almost introverted almost. He's very much of a social creature, kind of, whether he shows it or not. But can I show you something? I don't know if it'll work, but come. Here. He'll pull out a chair for you. Sit.
She'll sit and kind of just scooch in, and
he'll go to the opposite side. I know you're like me. You're not much of a believer in anything above. You know they exist, but you don't necessarily worship them.
Aye.
And his eye patch is off right now, and you can tell like there's just bags underneath his eyes. I saw something recently. I was able to, I don't know, peek at behind the veil, I guess is a nice way to put it.
Okay.
Can I take your hand?
Sure. She hands it over.
Close your eyes. I don't know if this will. And as she closes her eyes, I'm going to try and close my other eye and just really take her hand and focus on the image that I saw of an older Grenna kind of the other day. Just in that green cloak that I saw her in, wrinkles underneath her eyes, like, some from scars from battles, but wrinkles from laughing in particular, and just a happy life. And I just want to focus on that image and kind of push as much as of the eye to its, I'm not going to say to its breaking point, but of my own magical capability through the eye, because I know it is still limited in how much I can possibly peer, but I think I'll just lean into it as much as I can.
Yeah, I feel if the intention is to give Grenna a glimpse of that, then I think Grenna gains a glimpse of that.
I think there's like, she nods, and in the nod there's like these tears that start to form because she doesn't understand what she sings, but she recognizes it, and it's just like this really big emotional jump for her, because one, it wasn't expected, and two, like she knows what you're doing, she understands what you're doing. And I think she keeps, like, she tightens the grip on your hand, not like uncomfortably so, but just like in that like excitement. She opens her eyes and she has a few tears, and she goes, "When did you learn you could do that?"
Wasn't sure if I could, to be honest with you, but that's what I want for you. I want to see you happy. I want to see you thrive. I want to make sure that whatever I saw and whatever this eye is telling me, I may not believe in them much, but I do believe that we choose our own fate, and I may have just peeked at yours a bit, but that's what I want.
You know what's funny? Everybody always pays homage to the gods. I think they should start paying some homage to us.
And she squeezes your hand.
I'll clasp it with my second hand. I'll clasp it. Couldn't agree more. I could not agree more.
And I'll tell you what I told the others. I'm a raven away. You know exactly where I'll be.
Give me time. I'm sure I can make it faster than a raven.
I don't doubt that for a second.
I think he just steps out from behind the table and gives her a big hug.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that they linger there in the hug for a moment. And as it breaks, she just puts her hands on his cheeks and just, like, looks at the eye.
Don't get yourself in too much trouble, okay?
Not anymore, at least.
Good.
She'll give him another quick hug and then pat his back and...
I think Mims is open. Let's go grab some tea and find Vagard. Oh,
Aye.
And a chocolate croissant. We need a chocolate croissant in the morning. Please.
What?
And they'll exit out and go find Vagard.
Amazing. Vagard, I'm sure you have intentions to meet your friends this morning. However, you've been assigned to a guard duty to see Lady, now Queen of Erin's family down to the docks. Their ship is leaving. Her father is there. She does not have a mother anymore. Her mother has passed on at some point. She has a number of cousins. No other siblings, though. She walks down, and there's yourself and two other Kingsguard there. The three of you are assigned to the guard detail. The king was tied up and gave his goodbyes to his father-in-law and the family before this point, but the three of you have been assigned to the Queen's detail as she sees her family off on the docks. And nothing stands out as unusual. There is lots of hugging, kissing, tears, but joyful. But it's clear Averin's family realizes that she's probably not coming back to Tylus for some time. And then they board a impressive ship and sail out onto the channel, and the three of you stand guard at the end sort of the dock as Averin stands at the tip of the dock watching the boat leave, waving. Then she comes down the dock and smiles at the three of you. Maybe not the best way to see your queen as she's wiping away tears.
Oh yeah, there'd be an instant, you know what I mean? Like an instant flirtily, handkerchief.
Yeah.
She takes that and begins to walk back into the bastion from the docks. You walk her through many a secret passageway, as she does not... It would be tradition for her not to take just the standard corridors and whatnot of the bastion. And Vhagar sort of knows his way around through these secret passageways. She says to Vhagar, she says, can I ask you something, Vhagar?
Of course.
Do you have family still?
I do not. They passed. Happily aged. They had me at a very late age and put me to the king's service. Probably keep me busy because I was a very active child. I had wonderful parents, but they passed away.
She stops and looks at you and she says, was it the fever?
I think at the end, the fever took them. I suppose the natural causes only need a gentle shove. He's trying to put it as, he believes in omens and the way people pass, so he's kind of staying with it.
She's stopped in this sort of secret corridor, and like you're talking to her. There's a guard a little in front of you and a little behind you, and she says, the fever didn't reach Tylus. We didn't live through that.
Very fortunate. You're very blessed.
I think experiences like this have made the people of Krullian tougher?
They have their layers to get through, but on the inside, we love each other like anyone else, but there was a hardship for sure.
She says to the other two, she dismisses the other two guards at this point.
Oh, okay.
And they are not going to question her, so they move further down the corridor and sort of through the last secret door. And then she says to you, in the council, you and your friends were very clear that the threat in the north is imminent. Was that we can be frank here. Was that an exaggeration?
It is not an exaggeration. I don't know how many moments I will have with someone of your power, as I have witnessed, with powers that are given to me to detect both good and evil. And for you, I may be very naive, as I'm not as old as my parents, but I see a radiance of good from you. There is a great force moving from the north. The orcs that have been mutated this thing called the goat that I'm not too familiar with, that my dear, brilliant friend Silas is investigating. But I feel that there is a blind spot in this city that focuses in on its management, and sometime not its security. But all I can say is we've fought great spiders. We've met Eastus. We've run into some inquisitors. I would say that this Jericho is someone that I would not turn your back on. They are hunting for these poor girls who are bound to a prophecy, born into something maybe they didn't have a choice in, that we need to reach out to. But I am a humble servant with a duty to our king. But if you're going to ask me, I shall provide counsel. And I bow.
Would you like to know more about the goat?
I would love to know more. I think that I have friends who could digest what you're going to say much better. But if you trust me, I could bring it to my friend in the library.
My patron in the stories in our faith was responsible for defeating the goat. Because of that, I know a fair amount. If you'd like, I could tutor you in those stories.
I would be very grateful. I have this weird sense from this direction.
She says, I'll speak to Takar, and you and I will go over what I know from the tales of the Nameless, and perhaps we can find a way to defeat what's coming from the north.
I've always felt a calling towards the Nameless Hero. As, you know, following one god is difficult in this kingdom. But I've always felt some sort of cardinal direction towards the Nameless Hero. So it is very interesting that you say these things. But then again, maybe I am very naive.
When I say that he gave me ordinance to come here, he spoke to me, Vhagar. He's not dead any longer.
There is, I feel, with these gods walking around.
He does.
In our presence.
She smiles. I may have overspoke. He does not walk, but he stirs.
Right. But don't you feel that there is something approaching?
I believe you when you tell me it's the goat. She's walked these lands before. Why would she not walk them again?
Maybe we can speak to the king as well and perchance investigate into the north to protect our kingdom.
She smiles. And then she thinks for a moment and then continues walking. And you're just to follow. When you walk through the secret door at the end of the hall back into sort of chambers where she walks more openly, the two guards are there waiting for you, and then the three of you are dismissed. So Vhagar finds himself with Grenna and Silas, I assume.
Friends.
Maybe just outside the bastion.
Yes. It's very fortunate to see both of you.
Hi.
How are you all?
It's, been a morning already. I was telling Silas earlier we came to actually get you because I need to be off soon with Brother Jakob.
Where are we going?
Unfortunately, this is I'm leaving just with him and Davin to go back.
Yes, it is the adventure. It must close. I get it. I understand. When do you leave?
Probably an hour.
Grana.
He's trying to make haste.
I'll look at Silas to see if it's true.
She leaves. They got.
Because he can see the truth on Silas' face.
Come, let's spend time with our dear friend.
Yes. Yeah, where would you? Après-vu. Where are we
Chocolate
going?
croissants.
Little Mims. I told you about it the other day. Little Mims, I'm telling you, her tea is immaculate.
Go grab a cup.
The definition of...
As
we will walk over to a place I
To the
invented. Let's
cafe.
go.
as you're departing, you pick up Jacques as a tag along.
Jacques.
He maybe sees
Is he pouting?
he sees the three of you and sort of just, he's there.
Of course my day had to be ruined. Hello, Jacques.
Hello, Silas.
Get up here, nerd.
You notice he's carrying he's carrying a much more impressive sword. Like where he had maybe a short sword before, he now has like a long sword. It's still probably a little too big for him, but yeah.
I've seen you grow.
And you
Off to kill more demons, are you?
You all head to Little Mims for tea and chocolate croissants.
Yeah.
The city is bustling again as people make arrangements to depart, but many are still staying, and the festivities seem to be continuing on regardless. You have your...
I think we order a pot of tea.
Yep.
And a plate full of chocolate croissants. At least 2 for everyone.
Yes.
Because we're indulging.
Absolutely. Plus, you have all that Electrum. Like, why not?
We've got so much money. We've got so much money.
I think it was like over 2,000 Electrum.
Yeah,
I don't want to get.
We're loaded. We don't have to worry about nothing annianymore.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Keep the change. Just walk away.
Yeah.
You don't think Vagard
Vagard's kind of secret. Like he's holding it in and just taking in as much as this moment, listening to them going back and forth and having a good time and like remembering every last second, every detail. That's what he's doing. He's trying to, he's been through such dark times, in battle and stuff, and he wants to have a good image of the bros one last time before he gives his parting words.
Yeah, and I think there's a point where Grana kind of realizes that, you're not as jovial as the rest of us, and you're a little bit more immersed into the events of us being together for the last time for we really don't know how long. And I think she kind of stops and puts her croissant down and her teacup down, and she just looks at you and she smiles, and there is pain behind the smile, but it's not painful.
Yes.
And she looks you square in the eyes and she says, it's not forever, right? Just for now.
I understand. He looks over and he sees he looks very obvious, look at a glance of Jacques' hip, where there's a a braid on his side where his new sword sits in. And it's blue and gold. And it's rather new. And Vagard reaches down and begins to untie a blue and black sword knot. He's like, well, with a new chapter, with King Takar, his favorite colors. His father was black and he was blue. Now that Averin is here, the knot will be blue and gold. A lot of me is leaving right now as he passes the sword knot over to you. And this part of me, the part that you take inside of all of our hearts, go with you. What we've been through, you take away from us. It is okay. I hope ever so often a raven will return with your voice to give us some of that heart back.
I promise to make it so. And she'll take her helm and she'll take the braid. And there's this red kind of like, that hair coif that comes off of it. She's going to find a little loop that kind of tucks beneath it so that when it falls, it's falling underneath and it's peeking through. Yeah. And she ties it, puts the helm down.
You can now be annoyed by me for the rest of your life.
I don't think I'd ever escape that. Even if I decided to never talk to you again, you'd find your way back into my life. But know that I do not want that. I want very much to know you all for the rest of my days. Like I said, it is not gone forever. It is just goodbye for now. And like I told Silas, I told Jacques, I'm only a raven away. I don't imagine I'll be leaving the Abbey too soon, but you never know. And if things happen, I know where to send my ravens to meet you all. I promise. You're not rid of me either.
Benna, before you leave, a favor, and something I will continue to do more research at the Great Library, but see if you can learn more of an artifact that sleeps in Darkwood Abbey. If you do, please send a raven to me.
Right.
Any sort of artifact, anything that is hush-hushed.
I'll let you know if I find anything.
I thank you.
So you make your way out down the streets to the gate. Just outside the gate, you can see old Brother Jakob trying to control a pony beneath him. You also, all of you that have not had the opportunity to meet him yet, see Davin Wormbane. The young man sits on top of a stallion with, chain barding on it, and he has a tabard that black with the yellow dragon of the city of Wyvernmoor on it. And there is a small convoy of, half a dozen carts and mules, and clearly the king is sending lots of stuff back to Darkwood Abbey in thanks for Brother Jakob, and as well as to just give tribute to the Abbey. As well, you think maybe there's even there might be a wagon here from Wyvernmoor. Perhaps things from Davin's standpoint with his father didn't go over as bad as maybe Davin had thought they might. And Wyvernmoor has also sent some gifts for the Abbey. Your horse is there, Grenna. as well as, I'm trying to think, I think there's a number of horses that need to go back to the Abbey as well, because they were on loan from
Yeah.
the, so like all of those horses are there, not pulling carts, that's not the kind of horses they are, but like you just see sort of everything from the last few months has kind of been brought together here that needs to go back, well, the last month, pardon me, of your adventures. Grenna's share of the Electrum, I assume, is there, and you know, it's too much for Jacques. He quickly runs over and hugs Grenna, and then disappears inside the gate, sort of kicking rocks along the way. Yeah, and he also says goodbye to Brother Jakob, clearly having like because I mean, considering the number of times the boy and the brother sort of like took care of camp for you and things like that, I feel like the two of them have grown pretty close as well. So he takes a moment with the brother before disappearing back inside the city walls. Brother Jakob looks to Silas. Friends who agree to disagree.
Agreed.
And he manages to hold his pony still long enough that he can, you know, shake your hand. He says, whatever the case, I will ask Orion to continue to shine his light and knowledge upon you.
Please send my best to Brother Graydon when you see him next, as well.
Of course. Of course. Graydon?
Keep me informed.
Graydon will be pleased to know that we reached the capital safely and returned.
I'm sure, yes. Tell me how he... When you get back, just send a raven. Let me know how he is. I will give word to Estes. They were friends once.
Of course. Of course. And Vhagar, please take care of our king.
I will do my best.
And
take care of yourself.
And
take care of each other.
Stay out of the wood, please. Dreadful.
I don't think that's possible.
Dreadful things there.
That's how I take care of the king. And I will, pet the horse. And
yeah, I feel like the pony calms down as you pet it. Because clearly it's uncomfortable with Jakob for whatever reason. He just has like a immediate distrust of horses and ponies and things like that. So yeah, so with that, he smiles and moves away so that you guys and Grenna can have your final goodbyes. And he sort of motions for people to get, carts rolling along and whatnot. And the whole little convoy begins to move down the road westward towards Merkshire.
Yeah, I think Grenna just kind of stands there and she's got her bags, but I think she'll put them on harpsichord very quickly and turn around. Like I said, not forever. She's gonna give Vhagar the biggest hug, squeeze, even though he's, tapped in metal armor. He can feel the squeeze through the metal armor. Give another hug to Silas. Give a hug to Jacques. She's gonna run over and kind of pull him out from where he's hiding and kicking rocks. Give him another hug. She'll mount on her horse and slowly start trotting off and do the whole looking back, give the wave.
As she reaches the top just before she's out of sight, I've had the spell on forever. I have yet a chance to use it, but I think I will just end it. I'll cast message.
Okay.
We love you. We love you. Take care of yourself. And you can reply to this message if you want.
Vhagar's putting his helm down. Like he doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
I love you all very much. That will never change.
Awesome. We'll put a bow on it there. chat already mentioned how everybody was having all these nice tender moments. This is our last session with Brick, which means it's our last session with Grenna. We may have Brick back at a future point. We'll drag her kicking and screaming back in here. But for now, it's goodbye, and we do have a new player coming to join us in 2 weeks when we reconvene this. We're also going to be taking a small time jump forward in the storyline. We're going to find our characters probably about a year, give or take a month or two, from the current point they're at, and at that point we will we'll get to find out exactly what's going on in Krullian and start a new chapter of our chronicles here. Is there someone we can raid?
Yeah, we'll go to Jay. He's raided us loads of times.
Yeah.
We'll pay it forward if you want to.
I like that.
You got to praise in
Special.
public and critique in private. I've got to say, we've been absolutely blessed. Brick, fantastic mentor. Your improv skills, your artistic skills, flat out are flattening. Couldn't be more blessed here, but I'm not gonna. It's been a long week, so I'm not gonna break apart
No,
on
it's
camera.
okay. Thank you guys. I've loved being here. I've loved playing Grenna. I love this story. She'll be back. She'll be back at some point.
Yeah,
It's like I said, it's not gone forever, just for right now.
I think everyone's like little emotional touches on the game tonight are just proof of that we've all had a great time playing together, and that's really what it's all about. That's really what it's all about.
100%.
Well, stay on and let's head over to Jay and harass him.
Let's
Put a
do
bunch
that.
of turtles in chat because I'm sure he said it a bunch of times.
Turtle. Let's
Oh, it
do
says
that.
invalid name. Why does it always do that? Like, you're not supposed to
You
put
gotta be
an
so
at symbol.
yeah. You gotta
No
be
at
so
symbol. No at
specific.
symbol.
No ads.
There we go.
There we
Found
go.
him. All right,
Love
we're
it.
out of here, guys. Miss you, love you, bye. See you in a couple weeks. Yeah, a couple weeks.
Couple
and then-
weeks.
Then yeah. All right. Ciao, ciao.